let's talk about it. We know kind of some reports came out today that it's looking, pretty solid that Ben Johnson might be he's our number one candidate. We've all been kind of talking about that and leaning in that direction. I'm gonna come to you guys and say what I ask you guys. What do you think, Alex? I'm coming to you first. Is it Ben Johnson or is there somebody else that still has a shot?
Is it me or is it Ab?
Alex, you.
Yeah, I think it's Ben Johnson, man. I really do. I'm hearing around that Ben Johnson is he's real close with our front office or something like that. I think he's tight with Adam Peters too. So now I don't know how real that is, but even when he was in the press conference, they asked him, it was like, what do you think about Washington? He said something about highly respected them guys or whatever and stuff like that. So I mean, he can't wait to have an interview with us or whatever. So I'm really excited, man. I'm excited because we finally getting a young coach. I mean, obviously is he late 30s?
I believe so.
Yeah. So I mean, a young coach, and we ain't had a young coach in a long time. So I'm really excited. And what he's done with the Lions, I mean, look where they're at right now. They win one more game during the Super Bowl. Yep. A lot of that is Ben Johnson and his offensive scheme, because that offense, the Lions offense is incredible, and hopefully Ben Johnson was somewhat in them draft picks because, man, I don't know who their scout is, but with the tight end that they got, the running backs, and the wide receivers, man, God, bro, like Lions I'm hoping they go all the way and win it, man, because Lions have been so bad for so long, you know what I'm saying? So but yeah, I would love Ben Johnson. I know people were saying something about Slowick, but I'll take Ben Johnson over Slowick, even though I don't know too much about Slowick, but I know a little more about Ben Johnson. But yes, Ben Johnson, Washington head coach next year or this year. I'm sorry.
Absolutely. Yeah, what you think?
To your point, Alex, to your point, they hit on the first 4 draft picks. They hit on their first 4 draft picks.
Nice.
Jeez, repeat that.
That's crazy to me, bro. Crazy. So
it is.
The linebacker Campbell, the running back Gibbs,
right.
Laporta,
the tight end, yeah.
There's one more, but I forget the last one.
Melifamu, I think it is. Is it a Melifamu?
I don't know, bro.
Corner, I think. I'll look it up. Yeah.
Was it the lineman?
Y'all gonna make okay? We're gonna do this now.
No. Oh no! It was Branch. It was Branch, right?
Oh, it was Branch.
Yes,
yeah,
it was Branch.
Yeah.
4, bro.
Thank you for getting that, man.
That's insane, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. They need to go play the lottery. That's how cool. Like, that's how good that draft was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know who the scout was. This is incredible, and that's why I want to know if Ben Johnson was somewhat part of that, because he's the offensive coordinator, so I'm sure he talked about that. You know what I'm saying? So incredible, man. Lions, shout out to them. They real good.
But so I think it's going to be Ben Johnson too, even though I'm kind of leaning towards Raheem Morris. Honestly, there's something about Raheem Morris I like. I even like Mike McDonald from Baltimore.
Baltimore.
I do. I like those guys. And like coming up, like real last, like sleeper is Dallas's offensive coordinator. I forget his name.
Dan Quinn. No.
I'm just saying. Those are who I got in my list, my tops. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, but I do think it's going to be Ben Johnson. My issue with this is we're waiting for the Lions to lose. It might be a month before they lose, guys.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Before we can hire Ben Johnson. And it's almost like the issue we had last year, looking for an offensive coordinator. And that's my issue, is that we can't pick our coordinators until we get our head coach.
Right.
And so everyone knows that that's what we're doing. We're waiting until Detroit loses, because they could have hired Raheem Morris already. if they wanted him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't.
That's why I know it's not going to be him. I'm just saying they could have hired him already, but they're waiting for Ben Johnson and Detroit Lions to lose a game, and that's what's going to happen. And Ben Johnson's going to get it, but I think it'll be slim pickings for our coordinators coming at that time. So, and that's the issue with me.
I think that's the only thing about with us. I think we're not going to go the defensive coach route. You know what I'm saying? Like we kind of want an offensive mind guy. I think, the only defensive guy, like you said, Raheem Morris. I do like that, Ab, and I wouldn't mind another coach, man, Mike Vrabel.
Yeah.
The dude for Tennessee Titans. Man, I think he was a hell of a coach, man. I think he's a somewhat of a great leader, man. He reminds me of
How old is he?
How old is he? Yeah, around 50-something.
Oh, okay, that's
nice. Yeah. As far as I know, he's 50-something. But I mean, he's got more wins than losses. I think they're close to each other. But I think Titans kind of messed up on that. I could be wrong, but I don't know. But that's the only defensive coach mind that I would want as a head coach. But I think we're going offense. You know what I'm saying? I think we're going offense this time. You know what I mean? And I think that's what we need because it's an offensive league. You know what I'm saying? So
look,
I just want our offense to spark. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm right there with you. I definitely want an offensive spark. I also want Sam Howell to stay. So, with that being said, I'm gonna pull out my guy Lee Corso and say not so fast. I would love an offensive coach, and Ben Johnson, love him. What he's done with Jared Goff alone is enough that I need to see because I was ready to write off Jared Goff. So the fact that he is able to get Jared Goff, and like you said, Alex, if he had any input in that draft, he's a guy, no doubt. But the problem I have one of two picks. It's him and it's McDonald. And the problem is exactly what you said, Ab. I love them both. We see exactly what they're doing, but we have to wait damn near into the middle of February till we're even to get them in house. You know what I mean? So it's almost like, is it a detriment? And Alex, to your point, I know it's an offensive league. But when I look at that Ravens defense and I look at what McDonald's been able to do, how they crushed Miami, how they crushed San Francisco, you know what I mean? They put in work on good teams. And I honestly think, man, the only thing that trumps a really good offense is having a really good defense that can shut it down. I think either way we go, I think we'd be good. But for me, I mean, I would love to get a McDonald, and the fact that we know the pedigree, we know anybody in that hardball system and up 95 in Baltimore, we know how they work, how they think that whole thing. So I would love to bring that in house. But again, I wouldn't have an issue with Johnson or McDonald. But my biggest issue is that we better buckle up because we're gonna be here for a while. Because there's a potential both of them play until second week of February. So,
I will say this. I will say this, Sean, and y'all might hate me if I say this, but I will also take Eric Bieniemy at the head coach, not an offensive coordinator, not a defensive coordinator, but I will take Eric Bieniemy because I just think that the players will respect him. A lot of our players, y'all remember in the training camp and throughout the season, they were going to Ron and saying, "Hey, man, I don't like how he coaches." All that soft shit. So, I'm just like, man, I want this hard-nosed guy, man. You know what I'm saying? Because he knows what it is to be a champion. You know what I'm saying? He did it with KC. So, as a head coach, absolutely, I would do EB. But I would.
Slowick? Ben Johnny was asking about Slowick. What y'all think about him, the Texas OC?
Yeah, another great offensive mind. Absolutely. What do you think, Ev?
I think
that's all I know about him.
I'm not big on Slowick. First year offensive coordinator.
Right.
Now to get the number 2 draft pick. the best offensive player,
Yep.
best rookie offensive player of the year. Like he got him. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't able to do anything when he wasn't there. So like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like, is it you or is it your players that
exactly?
You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's more like, you know what I'm saying? And like, I didn't do my research in them, just my overall knowledge of the league and everything like that. It's just, he didn't win without Stroud there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, they weren't good without Stroud. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying?
And to be honest, in their last showing, they weren't good with Stroud. Now, I'll give it to him that, it's the other guy on the list, but McDonald, that we're talking about, that shut him down. But let's be honest, that Houston offense scored 3 points. That full offense with Stroud and Nico Collins and all those guys scored 3 points against the Ravens. So to me, I'm with you, Ab, where it's like, is it Slowick, or is it the fact that you have what we know as a solid coach in DeMeco Ryans? We know Stroud is amazing. The wide receivers are coming together. Singletary is very underrated at running back, and that defense is legit. How do we know it's not the team that's doing well and you're benefiting from that success, as opposed to it being you? Because like you said, Ab, when they didn't have Stroud, they struggled. They looked like a completely different team. And in that playoff game, albeit the Ravens might be the potential Super Bowl champs, they still didn't look good,
And I'll add another caveat into that. I mean, they were depleted at wide receiver also. You know what I mean? Yep. So we can't can't judge them too harshly, like on their offense, because the week before they whipped up on the Cleveland Browns, and that defense is legit. So you know what I'm saying. So that, like, but again, like, I don't know too much into him. I just know he's a first year coordinator. And it's just like, to me, it's just not his time right now. You know what I'm saying? It's just not his time right now. So give him another year, give him that EB treatment, like, just let him marinate on the team right now, get some experience, and then maybe next year he'll become a head coach.
Yeah, I think Slow, same situation. When I watched the game, it's just a young team, you know what I'm saying? Never been there, first time in the playoffs in a long time. Just a young team. Baltimore has been there a few times, so they know how to, change the game, with adversity and coming back or whatever. Because again, at halftime, it was 10-10. This young team was doing real good. You know what I'm saying? They even missed a field goal. Remember that. They would have been up on Baltimore, but they missed that field goal. And I think, Baltimore at halftime just, talked in the locker room, made adjustments. And then what they did really was run more. Baltimore ran more, and Houston's defense just couldn't stop the run. They got tired, they got gassed, and it's a young team. They got a bunch of talent.
Lamar was trying to do way too much in that first half. It looked like Lamar was trying to go one-on-one with CJ Stroud as opposed to run the system. Because you look at that first drive out of the locker room, I mean, they were just crossing route, dink and dunk, and just they moved down the field so quickly. And then you knew it was over. But, I mean, with the exception of the punt return from the Texans, I mean, their defense, they looked good. But at the same time, nothing else helped except for the punt return.
Shout out to that punt return, because that was our guy.
Steven Sims, baby. Wow, another guy dominating nowhere.
Yes, sir.
All right. So essentially, with a consensus, Ben Johnson looks like he's the most favorable pick. I don't think any of us would be upset if we got McDonald, with how solid he's doing, but at the same time, offensive mind, we're looking in that direction. We have potential to get so many great pieces, and I would, with the draft that you did, the mock draft you did, Ab, I would love to have Ben Johnson have that draft with some free agents, with that cap, and let's just see where he takes us, man. I'm with it, man.
I'm gonna email him right now, bro.
Say again?
I'm gonna email it to him right now.
Let's go. Let's go. I'm with it. Yo,